Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Destiny. I'm Death from Above. Today we're going to be talking about the Fabian Strategy. We're going to ask the question, is it good yet? Or is it good enough yet? Or have they improved it enough? Does it feel exotic? What are my thoughts on it? What are my experiences since the April 2.4 update? Not April. The 2.4 update patch thing that they did to Destiny. And they did a lot of weapon balancing. One of the weapons they balanced was this auto rifle they added to the exotic talent, or the exotic perk. And they also added or changed the archetype of the weapon itself and made it much improved. So we're going to talk about the Fabian Strategy, talk about what I think about it, and ask the question, is it good yet? So, is it good yet? Well, the short answer is yes and no. Situationally, yes, it's very good. In a situation like what I'm in right now, a lot of PvE enemies, it feels so freaking good to just run through these guys. Run through them. Like, look at these guys just falling away. Falling away. Shooting them, blast them in the face, killing them. It feels like Tony the Tiger would say. It feels great. I was running heroic strikes last night, and it has small arms, so I'll give it that it was improved as far as the damage goes because of small arms. But we were doing the Nexus, not the Nexus, the one on Venus where you fight the Vex boss at the end, and there's all those enemies, and you're stuck in that big room. And it's void burn, so he was kind of wrecking us pretty hard. But there was one point where enemies kept spawning out of that portal, the Vex portal, and I took this gun up to it and literally laid waste to them consistently and constantly. They kept spawning, I kept destroying them. I didn't have to reload, I didn't have to do anything. I just had to shoot them in the face. It was wonderful. And before that, I had been testing it in PvP. I did most of my 2.4 weapon tuning testing in PvP, just because that's where you would notice most of the changes. In PvE, you're not going to notice them so much. So in PvP, kind of did a video live stream where I tested the Fabian Strategy, talked about it, and said, okay, it's better, but it's not that good. And then one of the comments was, hey, take it into PvE and try it out there. And I watched some people and I used it. I was like, oh, that's where you're supposed to take it, and that's where it's going to be good. So let's take a look at the Fabian Strategy, talk about it, and then we're going to shoot some more mans and talk about why I like it. So Fabian Strategy comes with crowd control as an intrinsic perk that's unlocked already, and it is a mid-rate of fire, mid-impact auto rifle, which they buffed that archetype in 2.4.0. They gave it a little bit of a boost to damage, I believe. So this weapon archetype already got a little bit of love. And then this gun has crowd control and life support already. So anytime you get a kill, you're going to get more damage. And if you're critically wounded, you will have the opportunity to get more health. Now what they did do is they changed the front line perks a little bit. They gave it increased handling stability and kills automatically to reload a portion of the mag. It did have the increased rate of fire already. It might have had the handling and stability, but they gave the reload mag, and that's one of the things that made it so good now. The reload mag. Now what they want this to be, they want this to be a gun where your Titan runs headlong into battle, smashes the enemy, and keeps firing until they're all dead. So up until now, it wasn't really that useful. You get up there, you'd have to reload or something would happen. But now, if you're fighting those PvE groups of enemies, you're going to have bullets for days. You're going to have all kinds of damage. And you're not going to die because life support should proc. So it's a lot of fun now. It's a whole lot of fun. Now, what I was doing to test them, I started out in PvP because that's where I like to test any kind of a weapon change, just to see, because you're going to get more of a specific estimate as far as damage numbers goes, and you're going to be able to see how it performs against, you know, real combatants. Whereas PvE is AI, and they're going to do kind of the same thing that they always do. So you can see that the Fabian Strategy is a slow rate or a mid rate of fire auto rifle when enemies are far away, but when enemies start getting close, it becomes a high rate of fire, which is the archetype that everybody loves in PvP. And that was one reason I was thinking it was going to be good, but in PvP the enemies just aren't coming quick enough for it to be useful. Now you can see in a situation like this, when the enemies just keep coming and I keep killing them, it keeps reloading the gun. I can get it up to 44 in the mag without reloading. So it's supposed to be a 40 round mag gun, and it keeps going up to 40, 43, 44. With the frontline perk active, they have to be pretty dang close. I mean, you can't activate it from far away. They got to be within like 15 meters, it feels. So they got to be real close, but you can just tear into them. I love seeing a group of enemies when I have this gun equipped. You just start looking at them and just tearing into them. Now from range, it's not bad since it goes to a mid rate of fire archetype. Having that slow rate of fire is actually not bad, but once you get up on enemies, just burn them to the ground with the rate of fire. So PvE, I'm beginning to love this gun a lot. It might be a go-to weapon for me in PvE in certain situations. In PvP, probably not ever. It hasn't been that good in the past in PvP, and it's still not good in PvP, but it's not. I don't think it's meant to be. I think they're doing it on purpose. They want it to be situational. They want you to choose this gun in certain PvE situations where you're like, I need a lot of bullets for a lot of enemies, and they're like, Fabian Strategy, Titan. So that's my assumption and evaluation right now of the Fabian Strategy. So is it good yet? I can finally say yes, it is. A lot of times I like testing these exotics and asking that question, is it good yet? And finally, I feel like I've gotten where I'm like, yes, this one is good. I like it. And it was kind of a slow conclusion to come to. I didn't really decide it very quickly. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think the Fabian Strategy is good yet? Do you think this is enough? Did they buff it enough? Is it good enough? Or does it need more love? Do you think it should be good in PvP, or do you think just PvE goodness is enough? So let me know in the comments, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'm Death from Above. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, leave a like if you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you later. See you, bye.